What's up, you guys? Back here with another video, and I want to talk about UFC 273. I want to get my reaction to the main event and co-main event of the card. The card overall was pretty good. I mean, wasn't too crazy, but it was really good. Some of the fights, especially the Gilbert Burns and Chimaev. Yeah, man, it was a good, solid card all around. And yeah, man, before I get started, make sure to please hit the subscribe and ring that bell. And let's dive right into it. So, first, the main event was Alexander Volkanovski taking on the Korean Zombie, Cha Seung-jung. And I kind of knew Volkanovski was the better fighter, at the time. Korean Zombie's awesome. He's really durable, man. He took a lot of big shots, a lot of power shots against Volkanovski. But it was the Volkanovski show, that whole fight. The pressure didn't look like it kind of got to Zombie. I mean, it didn't at all. I just felt like he just looked at very defeated, like after, like round 2, I think, and usually, like I said, Zombie's very durable. So, Volkanovski has beautiful leg kicks that he done. I love the 1-2 that Volkanovski was throwing throughout the whole fight. I thought it was good. I've never seen Volkanovski's boxing that crisp as it looked yesterday at UFC. Zombie, he had his little tiny moments, and I mean really little tiny moments, but the speed definitely killed. The speed definitely was killing him. Maybe he thought Volkanovski wasn't that fast, but I'm pretty sure he was. Pretty sure he knew. Volkanovski. He got heart, man, and he earned my respect during his last fight with Brian Ortega. But Zombie had no answer for Volkanovski. Volkanovski was cracking him up on top and then taking him down. I think round 3 was the nastiest knockdown he had. He ended up on top. Got to throw a little bit of punches, but that was towards the end of the round. And I was kind of happy once the fourth started and he started going the same way it was throughout the whole fight, him just taking big shots. And, I get, like I said, durable as hell because he was not dropping at all. But just being there and being able to just take shots isn't really the smartest thing after a while, especially, it just doesn't look good. And I'm kind of happy for the first time Herb Dean actually did something really good instead of just waiting for a corner to stop, because everyone knows they're not going to stop it. He brought in the doctor. The doctor asked him, do you want to still fight? Of course he's going to say yes. That is the most dumbest question ever to ask a fighter at the heat of the moment, too. World title on the line. And to ask them, oh, do you want to fight? Of course they do. Why not? Even if they getting their butt kicked. Even though, he just looked defeated. He wasn't even sitting on the stool in between rounds. He was on the floor. It just didn't look good after a while. And, whenever Zombie did come forward, Volkanovski had to answer. Either if it was a check left hook or the 1-2 down the pipe or over the top. And the leg kicks, too, it definitely was killing him. After a while, eating too many leg kicks, it sucked balls. And it just doesn't look good at all. And it was a great victory for Alexander Volkanovski. Gets the job done in round 4. Herb Dean steps in after Zombie gets hurt again in a bad way, and it was pretty smart. What's the whole point of him taking shots, continuously? And I don't know, for Zombie, I don't know what's for him, what's next for him. I feel like he tried his best, and I don't know, maybe not retirement, maybe just give him one more fight to see how he looks or whatnot, and probably go from there depending on how that fight goes. For Alexander Volkanovski, man, he has killers in there. I think he was originally scheduled to face Max Holloway. So I don't know if that's going to be one of the fights to get back on track. I don't think so. But, I would like to see him fight somebody different. Max Holloway, man, he deserved that title shot too. But, yeah, if it's not Max Holloway, hopefully it's somebody that within the top, 5. I can't remember everybody's name off the top of my head right now. But, it would be fantastic to see Volkanovski, depending on who he fights next, and it should be a really good fight. The way Volkanovski looked this weekend, I don't think that right now it's gonna be tough to beat him right now, man. And he's on that high horse right now. He's still hungry, even as champion. So for starters, that just shows you the where he's at right now mentally and where he's at in his life. But congratulations to Alexander Volkanovski. You guys let me know down in the comment section who you guys had winning and well, not everybody knew who was winning, but what are you guys' thoughts on the fight, and was it a really good stoppage by Herb Dean? And in the co-main event, Aljamain Sterling taking on Petr Yan 2 is the second time they fought. As everybody knows already, I'm not going to go through it all over again. Petr Yan at the end of the day kind of hit him with the illegal lead, got disqualified, and Aljo became champion in that way. And I feel like there was big controversy in this fight too, because especially the judging wise. The first round easily could have went to either or, depending on what you want to score. But if you want to give the octagon control, the aggression, I mean, Aljo had good kicks and Petr had good punches going on in the first, and that's pretty much how Aljo was on that bike in the first round running, on that bicycle. And for Petr Yan, super aggressive. Usually it was kind of opposite day for Petr Yan. He came out very aggressive. But that's pretty much how the first round went. Both guys exchanged little things here and there, but Aljo was on that bicycle 100%, like 90% of the time in that first round. Round 2 starts, and a couple exchanges, but then, Petr ended up slipping after a couple of strikes or whatnot. Aljo jumps on, gets full mount, throws a couple of strikes, locks up the body triangle, takes his back, lock up the body triangle, and and that's pretty much how the second round went. Just mainly on Petr Yan on his back, stuck in the body triangle, throwing punches here and there from the back like that. But it's easier said than done. But if you could have done was at least go on the side where the lock is of the body triangle. Anybody who's done jiu-jitsu know what I'm talking about. Because when you got somebody locked up in the body triangle, wherever the lock is, the source of the lock, you gotta lean on that. You gotta go on that side, to relieve some of the pressure. I mean, you're still stuck in it, but they can't squeeze you. Now if you're on the opposite side, which most of the time Petr Yan was, it benefit Aljo whether he was squeezing or not. It's very uncomfortable. Even if you're not squeezing, it's still uncomfortable. Aljo was looking for submissions here and there, but that's pretty much how the second round and the third round went. Good takedowns Aljo did a lot of takedowns in this fight. Petr Yan definitely, whenever he threw his hands and he was able to catch Aljo, you can tell Aljo didn't want no smoke. He didn't want none of that. He wanted to get the wrestling going. I mean, and he was doing it throughout the whole fight. The second and third round for sure went to Aljamain because he just out-grappled and wrestled him on the ground. Wasn't able to get the choke. He tried a couple of times. He tried different things. But Yan defensively was really good and technically sound. The only thing he just couldn't get out of the back and the body triangle in this fight. Round 4 starts. Petr Yan kind of flips a switch. Started stuffing Aljamain's takedowns. Like I said, I like Petr Yan because he just, especially the more the fight goes, the later the fight gets, the more the adjustments that he makes on the fly when it comes to the fights. And it's just phenomenal to see. And he did that between the 4th and the 5th. He definitely won the 4th because he had the back control, had the punches. He started working on Aljo on the 4th. And then the 5th start. And anybody watching the fight and was really scoring it, the first round, like I said, could have went to anybody depending on what was your preference. For me, it came down to the 5th, who was gonna come out on top and how it was gonna go would sway me for who won the fight. And Aljo, that 5th round, he desperately wanted a takedown and he didn't get it. And I feel like he was already fatigued, and in that 5th round he wasn't really committing to any real takedown. He was just going for the legs, but he just wasn't committing 100% to the takedown, and therefore he didn't get it. But great defense again from Petr Yan. Petr Yan ends up taking his back with like less than 2 minutes left of the fight. You know, Aljo still defending himself, but taking a lot of shots. And, you know, Petr kind of ended the fight on his back. I mean, not on his back, but having Aljo's back. And that's pretty much how the fight went. I thought personally, Petr kind of stole it from under him, you know, because Aljo looked good in the second and third, but fourth and fifth, he definitely didn't win the fourth. And the fifth, to me, he definitely didn't win at all. You know, he had his moments in the fifth, but Petr was really the one dominating that round. And I thought, therefore, gave him the fight. You know, the only round that was really up in the air in this fight was the first. And obviously the judges gave it to Aljamain Sterling. And I don't know how he even got the fifth, because he definitely didn't do nothing in the fifth round besides being super aggressive with takedowns and not getting them and getting his back taken and putting his back on the floor. You know, so it is what it is, man. What are you guys' thoughts on the co-main event between Aljo and Petr? And yeah, man, if you liked the video, guys, throw a thumbs up. You know, I would appreciate it a lot. Drop a comments down below, man. I appreciate you guys. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.